Alrighty, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. We're live here from Assembly 2017, Summer 2017 rather, and the ROG Masters Nordic qualifier is about to start. And I'm not doing here with Lurpus. How you doing, man?
Good, good. You've already been here for a couple of days, so you've already...
I'm tired already.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not where I was going, but sure.
Yeah, it's part of the gig. But now we get to the Counter-Strike part of it. We've had a lot of Overwatch, different kind of tournaments going on here. It's time to get some CSGO going here.
Yeah, no, it's about time. We got one of the top 2 Finnish teams in the first game. I would probably guess the second best team in Finland currently, or maybe third. It depends on iGame.
Yeah, it depends.
If you still consider them a team, they may not be a team anymore.
Wow.
It's unclear. And then we got Alpha, Danish team. Got the guy who played for Astralis for a brief moment. His nickname is I'll just say what it actually is. It's not another 1D. That's what it actually. I'm not going to go for the abbreviation because that's just madness.
I mean, listen.
We're going to have to pull this guy aside just for marketing purposes. He's going to have to change his name. This is not going to work.
That's true. Well, yeah, I'm very interested to see how Vitalis does, to be honest with you. I mean, for example, they beat a team that just won a
Gambit,
major.
right?
Yep, online. Granted, Gambit is not probably, it's not necessarily the best benchmark to say, at least. From what we heard, they were not in the best shape and form before the major, and somehow they found something magical to be able to win the whole tournament. But basically, the team was in shambles. They were arguing. People didn't want to practice against them. They were leaving the server in the middle of practice and all that kind of stuff. So
it sounds like the good old days.
Sounds like our teams back in the days. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I do agree with that. Right, yeah. So
we also had a high correlation with good results. So maybe that actually is the key ingredient. You're just going to argue a lot.
That's genius, actually. True.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's true. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how these guys do because there's definitely some promise here. They've showcased individually that they're capable players and they can do some smart decisions every now and again too. So it does help going forward. And it seems like we're going to be going live here, and I'm going to have the honors of doing the observation of this game.
Congratulations.
Thank
you.
It's
something to add on your resume.
I'm not really sure I wanted that, but nonetheless, here we go.
So let's see. We got the Finns starting on the T side. It'll have to have someone change the flag because currently it's a little misleading. We got the Finnish team here on Terry's side. Arvid probably the best known player in the team, taking water quickly as the first 3 players going down in a matter of seconds. Looks like that was going to be a split up to A through connector, but they just never got around to it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's the first skill that we need to get going into that B short, but it was Alpha Gaming just getting all the kills before Arvid manages to get one on his own to make it into a 2-on-4.
I mean, what Vitalis really are hoping for here is just to get a bomb plan. If they get the bomb down, they'd be perfectly happy with this, but it's going to be pretty tough. Because Overpass is one of the maps where you can really just bunker up on the bomb site. It's going to be really hard for them to get the bomb plan. Though, actually, Alpha's playing passive enough that it could be possible that they just bunny hop into the site, get behind the box, and get the bomb down, which would be a pretty good result here at this point.
Well, it's Arvid against 3 now, and he's got the bomb. He's going to try to force the bomb plant. Oh, instead, he goes for the headshots. He gets what? It becomes a 1-on-1 all of a sudden, and that's all possible for him. Another one comes in, and somehow they win a 2-on-5.
Yeah, just never mind. Never mind about the bomb. Didn't get the bomb plant, though, so that...
Fair game. What can you say about that one, then?
That was pretty nuts. That's just about the worst possible way to start the game for the Danish side here. 5v2, just all but guaranteed 1 round.
That's very rough.
That was tough. A great round by Arvid, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you can't take that away. Obviously, he did get to shoot the CTs 1 by 1 a little bit too individually, right? He wasn't pressured by them at the same time. So that's a big issue.
Well, the problem is he was in a good spot where you can kind of pick your battles. So it's tough to sort of try to force multiple peaks at once.
Measly 5 Deagles from Alpha Gaming coming into this run. No armors, though, except for not another Deagle. Obviously, he's going to get an armor. Why not? And a slow approach from Vitalis, taking their sweet time. They have a lot of utility to work with. They've taken the bomb along. Just trying to basically make sure that they're not going to run into a stack to start the run with.
Yeah, they're still very far apart all across the map, basically just holding for pushes. They are sort of grouping up towards A with the bomb here, so it looks like they might slowly make their way towards the bomb site, but so far they're still undecided. And that's where Ana gets spotted. So now Alpha are going to be able to rotate should they choose to. And it looks like some smokes are going to be raining into the bomb site pretty soon. That's when Vitalis is going to start their push.
Yeah, and they have plenty of them, so it should be fun here unless some aggressive 1Ds happen. But it's Arvid once again going to be the punching man with 2 kills to start things off with. And that's already the bomb site taking over. Arvid with a triple kill already.
He scored the first 8 kills, by the way.
That's pretty all right.
No one in Vitalis has gotten a kill except for Arvid.
Yeah, that's a pretty
Just putting it out
start.
there.
Yeah, that's a promising start, to say the least. We have Christo at Hamlike here. Just basically looking forward to get some exit kills. Hoping for them anyway, and then saving those deagles for the upcoming round, because the round it's over. It's pretty much
Well, that's what we said on the pistol. This is a little more likely, but
fair point.
They don't have kits, so they really have no chance here.
There we go. That's going to be a 2-0 Vitalis, and I definitely need to tune off this music we're listening to. This is horrible. I'm just saying.
So Arvid, 9 kills after 2 rounds. Scored the 9 first kills for his team. I wonder, when has that last happened? That might not have ever happened in CSGO.
I know, right? Yeah, in a tournament game.
No, that might actually never have happened. It's very rare. It's very, very impressive start for him. And now this is going to be more of a save round for Alpha. They still get some P250s, but not as much of a buy going into this round.
This could get really interesting.
No, they're reading it right.
Yeah. As Wusong here is going to try to take some kills. He gets one, actually. But it's a trade. It's a 4-4 situation still. But the bomb is committed to the B bomb side. It's Bona getting that 1 kill. And this is a little awkward for a while here.
No, there's some dangerous peaks, definitely. But it looks like Vitalis are going to survive anyway. It didn't look like they thought Alpha were going to be buying anything. It looked like they were sort of just going to run in, get the easy kills. But it turns out the Danes actually bought some P250s, had a stack going in. Could have actually gotten dangerous had Arvid gotten killed faster. Someone else got dinked by Monster as well.
And you have to gamble in those kind of rounds. It's just basically the name of the game.
No, for sure.
You are in a massive disadvantage, so may as well stack one of the bomb sites. Happen to be the right one. That's where Vitalis was going, but they capitalized. It's a 3-0 lead, and they've kept it pretty clean so far. So they have some money stacked up already. Let's see what Alpha does on this side. If they're going to give some pressure to Vitalis, try to slow them down. To make it that much harder for them to be able to get anywhere near a bomb site here.
Looks like they are playing fairly passively.
They are.
Back into the site. It's going to give a lot of map control for Vitalis to work with. They're basically going to be able to run almost any executes they want, or almost any fake they want.
They're taking so much stem, though. It's already almost a minute in, and they're just now making their way towards long.
Yeah, no, I mean, they basically expected an aggressive play. And they sort of gave up the advantage that the CTs gave them by playing passive, because they didn't take map control any faster. But they do have a lot of nades left still at this point. See what Vazar is able to do here.
Yeah,
he's in a key position here.
It's an all-in position, so there's no way backing off from this. Getting into a fight, he gets one, but Ariel with that refrag. It's going to be a 4-4, and that's always advantageous to the T's.
Yeah, that's a good trade for Vitalis. They're happy with that. So it's a 4v4, still 40 seconds left. It looks like they're going to be grouping up for an A execution. See the smokes coming in any second now. And they should be able to get the bomb down. You see Alpha's playing so far into the site, they're going to be smoked off. And I'm not sure if they're going to be able to run in front of the smokes anymore.
Wow, Bristow, though, is coming in. He gets one. A lot of damage on the Otto as well, but it doesn't work out. Still, the bomb's going to be planted. It is a 3-on-3 situation. Health advantages on the side of Alpha. See if they have the patience to come in together here.
But no one is flanking. They're all coming in through CT spawn, so it's going to make it a little easier for Vitalis to hold. Ariel now also low, so 2 players within under 10 health. One of them down is a 2v3. It's the last man alive is Arvid, and can pull it off this time. But that's going to be a lot of money taken away from Alpha. They're going to have just 1 rifle going into the next round. They're going to have mostly FAMASs or UMPs, other SMGs. This is going to be a very weak buy, and I wouldn't be surprised if Vitalis went for a quick B rush.
Yeah, they should.
This round, because they're just not going to have the nades to slow them down. They're not going to have the mollies. They're not going to have the smokes. And this is the perfect time for Vitalis to sort of just make a fast push and try to get an early control of the site. Well, let's see what they do.
Exactly. Let's just see if they're reading the game the same way you are right now. They have the opportunity.
It looks like they are. They're setting up for a 2 to 3B push.
Yeah, but it's a
not going fast though.
Yeah, it's a lot slower than you would expect. But As we can see here, Alpha has had to buy 2 UMPs, but they have fairly okay in terms of utility here.
No, because they gone for the SMGs to make sure that they get that. So let's see.
It's a trade-off this game offers you with how good the SMGs are.
Really big round, though, for both teams, really. I'm not sure if Vitalis' money is currently, but Alpha's for sure going to be broke if they lose this. They're probably going to go for 2 saves because they would probably force buy in the first round.
They're going to be just walking in here.
So Ariel's now leading the push into the site. Misses the first tap, but gets the kill. Gets the other entry kill. Tristu gets 2 kills. And no one's mollying him off, so he gets to stay alive, but finally gets taken down. Doesn't really get to delay the push. 2v2 into the site. The bomb's surely going to get planted now. And this is going to be a tough retake for the CTs.
It definitely is.
Let's see. This almost already pushing through the smoke.
Yeah.
This could be dangerous for Vitalis. It's not another deagle. But it looks like the terrorists just escaped for the bomb site. One of them's monster, one of them's water, but they're grouping up now.
Yeah.
So they're both gonna be coming through Link.
They both got smoked off, but that Molotov, it's not hitting him. So, oh, it finally is though. It doesn't give him that time. No, that's a nick time.
That's rough. And there's the other Molly, so there's no chance now for not another deagle. I mean, but Vitalis just have no clue how close they actually were. That was less than a second probably from getting the defuse. That could have really gone bad easily. But now you see the money on Alpha. They're just so broke. They have 1.4 on one player, 1.6.
This is what I call the Counter-Strike nightmare. You win the first weapon round in a 1-on-1, and then you lose the following round, and then you're like, well, that's our bankroll just out the window.
But
Let's go for a double save.
But Uncle Hank has definitely got his teachings through these guys because they didn't go for the force buy. So it looks like they're just going to be saving once and then going for the buy next round. Not another deagle, very low on money, 1.4K. I think it's Wuzing who has 1.6. So these guys are not going to have. And he went for the P250, of course.
Of course.
So these guys are not going to have any money going into the next round. No ops so far for Alpha. We'll see. I mean, they went for the force buy in the second round, so they didn't really have money for an op and armor on the fourth round. But we'll see going forward if they switch that up, because Overpass is one of the maps where it's very hard to gain control on the CT side if you just don't have a dominating opper. And that's how you always see the teams with the strong snipers are usually the ones who dominate the map.
Yeah, good ball flash coming in, and Ariel's going to get that kill. He's going to get a second one. He does. And that's a quick advantage in the way of Vitalis. And they're taking things slow once again, and they definitely do want to keep these clean. That's just going to be money in the bank for them if they keep all alive going forward. And that much less for Alpha was struggling at this point in time. Again, still, Vitalis is taking it slowly and coming together as one wave. That's always good to see.
No, they're playing it smart. I think they realized on the third round that they took a bit of a risk going into B so quickly. Now they just took it a lot slower, got a couple of kills. And it's going to be another round for the Finns here. It's going to be 5-1 on the terrorist side. I mean, frankly, it's a map where you can win the half on either side of the map. But I would still say that generally it's a CT favored map. Yeah, it's a very strong start for the Finns.
Let's hope Alpha saves another one here. I definitely want to see them go for the ops and kind of switch the pace a little bit here.
They are going to save. It looks like they have 2 smokes, a couple deagles, CZs, P250. So
there's still plenty of money to buy in the following round. So.
It looks like they're 5-stacking A this round, so they're pushing through to the bathroom area.
Meanwhile,
unfortunately, Vitalis are looking to hit B fairly quickly, at least taking over water.
Yeah, well, there is a smoke towards the stairs, and they do have the toilet stacked up, but at the same time, Vitalis is just taking their sweet time. As we can see already, Bona has made his way to the B bomb site almost. He's just waiting to see someone move, but little does he know, there's no one to be seen.
Bomb's still by playground though, so Vitalis are far from decided on going B. It looks like not another deagle gets spotted here along. Some damage dealt to Ariel, but Wuzin gets taken down. Missed deagle shot, some more damage again, but just not enough to get a kill on the board.
Well, it's gonna be Bona though.
Chaotic mid round here.
Yeah. It is.
Doesn't look like anybody has real control. Not another deagle gets a free kill on Bona. Picks up the AK, but the Finns are rotating into the B site, and it doesn't look like Alpha are going to be able to match him there. So this is going to be another bomb plant. It's going to make it very hard for the Danes to retake the site. You see
they do have a kit,
CT spawn is mollied off. The tower is smoked off. There's just not a whole lot to work with here.
No.
So if they're smart, they just save the AK, build up some money for future rounds.
Indeed, they should do that. as they have an armor and a diffuse kit on. Not another Beagle.
Flashbang as well, so this is actually a very, very valuable equipment to save. Let's see. So next round then is going to be the first. I mean, we already had the first gun round, but the next round is going to be the one where the CTs are going to have money for whatever they choose to. Want to go for auto snipers, then go for auto snipers. There's tons of money in the bank now, especially with the saved AK here. So this is where we're probably going to see more of like the default setup of how Alpha actually like to play on the CT side.
Yeah, 6 rounds in.
Yeah, and it all started from the 4v1 against Arvid. That's just how things swing sometimes. You absolutely hate to see that.
But that's life. We do have Christo on that AWP now. So it's going to be the change of pace.
And he has
follow him up here.
And he has the first spawn.
Yeah, that's a good.
So he might be going for the peak.
Which he should. Let's go for connector instead.
I was going for a connector.
And it seems like Vitalis is going for a bit of a B play here straight away.
Actually going for the B rush.
Good call. I like this call.
And it's a great call because you know that the CTs now, if they're going to op, this is when they're going to op. I mean, this just worked out perfectly for the Finns. Ariel got the 2 first entry kills. The CTs are already falling back. And the reason that actually is such a smart call at that point is you know the CTs are going to op because they haven't at that point. They're for sure going to do that. So even if you trade the kills, you get into a 3v3, get the bomb down on B, the CTs are going to have an op on the last 3 players, going to make the retake incredibly hard to do. So that was a great call by Vitalis, I thought. The only thing that would have really stopped them is this complete mowdown by Alpha. Otherwise, they were just hugely favored to win that round.
Yeah,
as
big
long as
issue.
they got into the bomb site.
A big issue for Alpha was the fact that the guy playing barrels couldn't do anything. He just fell off. He just went back and just fell back instead of taking a fight, trying to make sure he gets the first couple of kills.
He was blinded, but the problem is he needed to stay behind the barrels. He needed to make his way there. It looked like maybe he didn't get all the way there because he was blinded so early. That looked like the Astralis rush into the B site, where I mean, it's going to be a hard one to stop.
Sure.
But the problem is you need to be ready for that.
Yeah, definitely.
That's how you're able to stop it.
100%. So that's going to be frustration mounting on the Alpha side.
Another good buy round for them though, because they did save the 3 weapons on the previous round.
Still have that up.
So let's see.
Yeah. See what Vitalis does in this one.
So Christie's going towards long A this round, so no aggression from him unless he's going for. Actually, he's pushing all the way up, so he's going to be looking for these terrorists at playground. Let's see if he can get an opening kill here.
But he's so alone here. He has no backup whatsoever. If he misses a shot, it's going to be a world of hurt.
It's a very risky play. At a point where you haven't really had normal buy rounds. You'd think you'd just be happy just playing your game.
Exactly, yeah.
But I think it's often one of these things where you have some of the less experienced players and they feel the pressure very early. They feel like 1-7 is the end of the world, when in reality, you can still get to 7-8 rounds.
Exactly.
Feel completely fine in the next half. And here gets the first kill finally for his team. It's a 5v4. One goes down. Vitalis still completely spread around across the map. And Arvid, everything is just working out for him currently. I didn't even look like he was going to go for the spray, but he just read it perfectly. He knew the player was going to run back and make another jump.
Yeah,
it's a very good play by him.
That worked out pretty well. And it's a 4-4 once again. Again, it's going to be in the advantage of Vitalis. They're taking things slow. Once again, they're going to be short. So that means they'll have the opportunity here, because of the fast rotation time through connector, right? They can either fake the B bomb site, they can still plow A bomb site, or they can just execute towards that B bomb site, which seems to be what they're going to do, because the bomb has made its way towards Monster.
No, it's going to be a very, very inconvenient round for Alpha. They're not going to be as quick with the rotations. That's, again, the player by the barrels. Wuzen goes down once more without getting anything done. He was mollied up. Bana goes for a bit of an aggressive push. I'm not sure that was really necessary.
Overextending it, yeah.
3v3 now, but Christu has just 1 point of health with an op. It's going to be a tough retake.
Yeah, well, Arvid's still alive, and he's been a monster in this game. Gets another kill. 2 more to go if he wants to. I'm just going to take things slowly. No need to actually peek this corner. As we can see, the CT is already retreating. That's the round over. It's going to be 8-1 here for Vitalis, as HP was at 1 for Fristo. So does make sense for them to be going back. But yeah, I mean, again, they get them at advantage, and Arvid somehow gets that shot through the wooden wall towards the B bomb site. Again, they group up for B. They get the entry kill. That pretty much opened up the bomb site. They smoke off the bridge towards the connector to CT spawn. And that's the end of the round, basically.
Problem for Alpha, basically, on the B side so far has been that they've relied on Wuzen being able to play by the barrels, and each time he's either been flashed or mollied off, and he's basically been caught off guard without being able to rotate anywhere else. So he's given up 3 deaths without getting anything in return, and that was another round where he was just mollied off, and at the same time the push from Monster came in. Ariel, by the way, has 8 armor points left. So he's going to be running out this round, almost certainly.
Yeah, it's guaranteed, isn't it? Cristo once again here, but again, it seems like they don't really have a system for how they do this aggression. It's just Cristo throwing something at them, just going for long peaks, or now he's playing toilets. In the meanwhile, though, you have a heavy B here from the CTs. They have 4 people on that bomb site. They're expecting a B push.
In all fairness, nothing has worked for them, so maybe it is time to try something else. Go for a bit of a risky play.
Then again, they haven't really done anything, traditional either.
Yeah, I'm just saying why they're doing it. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm saying I understand the rationale behind it.
Fair game. Well, things are being taken slowly here by Vitalis. Again, they've taken over toilets. They have B short. They have a lot of the map control, as they have 50 seconds on the clock. So they can do whatever they wanted to. The bomb's taking its way to long though, so it does seem like they are committing to an A push here and utilizing that op they have now on Otto. To get information, I'm pretty sure he saw one there.
The problem really for Alpha has been that they were so passive early on. The Vitalis just take map control by default, and there's nothing the CTs can do, and it's going to be the execution into the A site this time around.
Oh, that's nice. 3 kills here coming from Alpha, and that's going to be a 4-2 advantage before we head into a 1-on-3. Bona alone. This is going to be another clutch coming in for them. That's the question, I guess.
Still going to be able to get the bomb down if he just goes for it. And Christu only has 10 health. So it's going to. Let's see how Alpha actually plays this. Oh, it's a 1v1, but he gets peeked at the same time. That was unfortunate. Didn't think they would group up there.
But again,
once again, 1 weapon left going into the next round. Let's take a look at the money here. Actually, the CTs have quite a bit of money for this round, so they might actually even be able to force, depending how the next round goes, even if they lose. But I mean, Vitalis, they're just so rich in comparison.
Yeah, RV was sitting at 16K.
But this is how you start the comeback. If you're gonna make it, you just gotta string a couple of rounds together. You gotta win this round. You gotta win the next round. And at some point, the terrorists are not gonna have all the money in the world to play with.
Now let's see what the thought process is for Vitalis. Last time around, when they lost the round, the following round they played very fast because they knew the money wasn't great at that point for the CTs. But yeah, well, they're taking over B short once again. Otto here, just probing with that AWP. It's making its way all the way to B short. I'm not sure the CTs are going to expect him to be this far in. All the meanwhile, his teammates are just holding towards that fountain and connector area. And Bona, Otto is going to get that shot, but not connect on it. It was a opportunity miss there for him.
So they basically went for an early peek. Didn't actually cost them anything. Almost no points of health. Looks like they're going to go for the boost here. Look towards barrels. And there is a player there. And but they get spotted. They were actually wise to it this time around. But again, Alpha are just so far back into the bomb sites. It puts immense pressure on these couple players who are actually in the bomb site. They basically have to get more kills than they lose players in the site, because otherwise it's going to be incredibly hard to retake. Lots of pressure on these players bunkered into the sites with almost no information gathered earlier in the round. It's very tough for them. Christu gets the opening kill. I think that was in
B short.
In connector, it looked like. So that must have been him from tower looking down. Not another deagle right behind One.
Ooh.
He figured it out, but he's not fully convinced as his teammates get shot from the side. So it's a 3v1 right now. Should be around for Alpha, but we've seen crazier things
in this
game this far.
Exactly. You would have thought, but Otto here with that AWP getting pressure from 3 sides simultaneously, gets one. If he gets these peaks one by one, that's where the opportunity lies, but the time is out. The round is over. But again, some massive damage to the economy of the CTs have been done, so they're not going to have that much money to be able to rebuy into this.
That was big for the last Vitalis player, Otto, to survive the round, though. Had he died at the end of the round, he would have been stuck with basically 4K without the op that he was able to drop this time. They would have still been able to buy, but it's going to have consequences going into future rounds. And it looks like finally we might see some aggression from Alpha.
Yep, they at least seem like they are throwing something at it. Smoking off the stairs to the fountain. And now grouping up for a long. But Vitalis is taking their sweet time every single time, though. before they commit anywhere close to either the fountain or to A long.
But the good thing is they had that one quick B push, which is going to make Alpha wary of that potentially happening again.
Exactly.
Keeps them on their toes.
Well, things are slowly progressing here. So you can see still 2 CTs on that A long, and they're going to actually get some action coming in there. Aerial.
But that was pretty easy for Vitalis to get him to push all the way back, where they almost didn't even have to use too much equipment. Now they have full map control once again, and I'm not sure Alpha really got that much out of it.
Not really, when it's a 5-on-5, and no one's lost a single point of HP.
So I mean, this far, the entire game, Vitalis has been much better in the early rounds.
They are.
They've
They
just
have.
had such an easy time taking over the entire map, and Alpha just hasn't had anything to counter that with. But let's see. I mean, they've gotten a couple rounds on the board now. They just gotta get more. I mean, this is not going to be enough.
Definitely not. Arvid again. He's going to be the point man. He's been doing a massive work so far. He's coming to the bomb site, but he has a lot of CTs here everywhere. And it's not going to be a single kill going their way. Instead, it's almost a clean sweep here for Alpha. Just out on left here.
And finally, Wuzing was able to get kills from barrel. That's pretty big. Just,
it is a big,
just
right?
for going into B in the future, because now that's going to be something that Vitalis are going to be thinking about. He's really not been able to have any success this far in the game. Now he got a triple. I mean, he had 2 kills going into that round. Got 3, won them the round, and this is the first time where Vitalis actually have to look around and wonder what, first of all, whether they have money to buy. This is their last round that they're going to be able to afford to purchase. And second of all, what are we going to do? Because now we've actually tried a couple of different things, and none of them worked. So this is a round where if Alpha still win this, they get to 6, have a good chance of getting to 7, and it all of a sudden blows the whole game wide open.
Yeah, and look at this. Alpha now sending 3 people towards a very, very up close.
An aggressive push along.
Yeah. Super aggressive as well. They're going to find 3 of these Vitalis players, but that trade-off goes into the way of Vitalis. Once again, they have the man advantage, 4-on-3. And here they can just slow things down, group up, and execute to the bomb side. They have a lot of nades to work with. At the same time, Alpha actually does need to take some risk here. They would have to just probe the map.
That was just never going to work, though, with the way Vitalis takes Playground. Because they have 3 people going that way every single round. So if you're going to swing out, you're going to be meeting 3 people at the same time. On the other hand, if Alpha were the ones who just posted up with an angle, got the first kill, and then swung out, that would have been a whole different ballgame. I mean, there's no way for them to know them without having studied Vitalis, and I'm not sure overpass demos of them really exist. I think that was the map actually in ESCA Premier, so there would be some demos. But, you know, they might not even have known how the veto would go going into the game. Ariel spots the player, but unable to get a kill. Christu misses an easy kill there on Arvid, who's leading the push into the side once again, but then gets headshot. His head gets right blown off.
Slightly awkward there. Trying to Molotov, but
it's a 3v1 for Bona once again. See if he's able to make this one work. And Christu with a 3rd kill. Those are nice kills by him.
Yeah,
a couple headshots.
4 in a row now for Alpha.
12 and 8, and this should be a save round for Vitalis. They might go for a Tech 9 buy.
It appears they have. No, they're getting AKs across the board. 1 Galil, 1 EMP. So
you would think they would go for a quick push then, because they don't have a lot of money. Which at the same time, Alpha should be wise to that. They should know they don't have a lot of money. So it looks like, is it going to be the same quick B push? No, because the bomb gets left behind.
Well, they're taking over B short once again very fast, but it's going to be Christo in connector, getting a kill into Auto. And Ariel trying to push B short for a sneaky little kill there, but he gets denied by that smoke. Things slowed down. And now finally we see some aggression here towards connector. It's working out for Alpha very well. They've slowed down Vitalis. I think the thought process that Vitalis had was taking over B short quicker, trying to make those kills early, and then just commit to the push if they do get the kills.
No, the connector kill early round. That was the one that really broke the round apart for Vitalis.
This is where they need to really start reconsidering what they do.
And now they just have no grenades. They have nothing to work with going forward. But that's just a huge risk by Alpha that really opened the round for Vitalis. It looks like, and Christu's left in a 1v1. He's in short though, right behind where Anna is gonna go. Gets spotted, gets taken out by the op, and the quad kill for Christu. It's going to be up to 16 kills now at this point. He's having a really good half all of a sudden.
Indeed he is, and a massive 1v1. They've won now 5 in a row to make it a competitive game. What looked like a very one-sided game in the early stages is now 6-8, potentially a 7-8 half. So It's a very, very good comeback here from Alpha Gaming to get into this game. And as we can see, that's going to be Vitalis just putting the scrapes together for a buy here and a push towards the B bomb sign is coming through B short.
Let's see if they're going to be able to get the first kill on Christu, who's completely caught off guard. Nice kill on Wuzung. That was a good molly by whoever was actually.
I mean, if you're Alpha, you needed to really figure out that was very likely to come in a fast push. So use all the mollies, the grenades you have into those choke points in the early round to just slow down that push. But instead, Vitalis getting those early kills and getting the bomb down, having the man advantage and positional advantage right now. So a little unfortunate there for Alpha. But that Molotov, though, is going to take off Arvid. And here comes a push. They get another kill. Actually, it's going to be a clean sweep here for Alpha, potentially, with just Bona here alive. That's the last man, and he needs to get a spray through that smoke. He gets one. He gets a diffuser. It becomes possible now. If the time is running out, he gets another kill. And it becomes very close at this point. If he is going to be able to defuse, that's the question right now. He does. Just in the nick of time. Jeez.
That was a good try in the end.
That was hectic. Slightly hectic.
But that was the call that Vitalis needed to make on the 14th round. That was the one play they could have made that actually had a pretty good chance of working out, just going for a fast B push. Instead, they went for a slow play, and Alpha were just completely ready for it. Pretty good half overall for Alpha, I would actually say.
Very streaky.
Considering how they started. At that point where it was 1-5, you're happy with 7.
Yeah, for sure.
Guaranteed you're happy with 7. So from that point on, I mean, Vitalis had the great start. Much of that was Arvid, who ended up with 16 kills. I mean, he had 9 kills after 2 rounds.
Yeah.
But he really
slowed down after 2 rounds.
Didn't get a whole lot going after the first 2 rounds of the half. Last 13 rounds, he got 7 kills. It's not a whole lot. So Vitalis looked like they kind of ran out of steam. They had their couple of executes going into both bomb sites. They made them work those couple of times early on. The most valuable rounds. If you actually look at the half as a whole, so Vitalis won the pistol round. That was Arvid's 1v4. 2 ecos after that. Alpha won the first weapon round. Then Vitalis won the 4th round. Alpha saved twice. Then Vitalis won one more or 2 more buy rounds. That's all they won. So really, they won something like 4 rounds, excluding save rounds, in this entire half. But they won 8. So that they really won the rounds that are just valuable. But overall, I mean, right now, if you're Alpha, you must feel comfortable going into the second half because you know that if you get the pistol, you're going to feel very comfortable.
It's very true.
You're definitely going to be. I would say you're going to be favored at that point if you get the pistol. If you get money control in the second half. The problem with the terrorist sides is if you lose pistol, you just never gain money control, and the CTs start rolling over you. It's tough to get in. And obviously, I don't really know how good Alpha are on their or how comfortable they are on their terrorist side. But this didn't really end the way that you would want for Vitalis.
Definitely didn't. No, that's true. Now, also the question is, how do Vitalis play on CT side? Are they, because I mean, Alpha wasn't that great when it comes to just purely playing aggressive, trying to make sure that Vitalis is not getting all the map control, all the knowledge of what's going on, and then therefore Alpha was just stuck in the bomb sites, not being able to really have any read on what's coming through. Therefore, they were always late for the rotations, and information was very, very little for them. So let's see what Vitalis does on the CT side.
Without Christu's heroics, that's an 11-4 half, 12-3 half. Let's see, Arvid going for the early push. I'm not sure how many he actually spotted. But here comes the cavalry from long. Ariel gets the first 2 kills. 2 CTs trying to hide behind the same rock, but it doesn't matter because they're just mowing Alpha down. It's a 2v5. Sound familiar?
Yeah, I've seen this before. Let's see if the end of the movie is going to be the same.
Unfortunately, one of the 2 players left alive for Alpha is Tamlike, who didn't buy an armor. Actually, neither of them has armor. So these are the 2 players who dropped something.
Yeah.
To the other players, it's going to be immensely hard. Both of them down to about half HP, no armor. It's about 2 USP bullets each. And there's 60 USP bullets waiting for them currently.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
that's not odds that you like going in. So let's see. Bona's currently the only player in the site. But again, it's not much of a problem. You're happy with them getting a chance at a bomb plant, especially in a position like Bona is currently in, because he's going to be able to stop the plant here. There goes the plant, gets a 2nd kill. Easy round for Vitalis. Now, what I'm very curious to see here is whether Alpha go for the 2nd round force buy. Because that's going to tell you a lot about how they feel about their terrorist side.
Yeah, no bomb plant coming in. They're sitting at 1.5K pretty much all across the board except for one. Well, they do.
And that's the last minute buy. Let's see, couple of deagles.
1 smoke, 3 flashes, no, 4 flashes, and a decoy. That's what they're working with. So it's going to be a lot up to them just hitting these shots.
No, it doesn't look like they're even running anything right off the bat. They're not going to have the nades to do an execute later on. It looks like it's just going to be one of the rounds where you hope you just headshot the other people.
Not a great fan of it.
Not really the recipe for success.
Yeah, exactly. Not
really the recipe for success
No.
in any CS cookbook.
Let's call this the Hail Mary.
It's early
strategies.
Early spotting for Ariel. Not another deagle. Gets spotted down. Gets taken out. First 2 kills come from Vitalis, but Vaser evens it up a little bit. Ariel with his second of the round. It's a 4v2. 2 Vitalis players low, but they're just nothing to work with. Okay, there's 1 headshot.
There's something to work with now.
Bit of a pointless push for Bona. There's really no reason for him to go chasing for the kills there. 2v3 now. Wuzong has an M4. Next kill is going to be big. Ariel is very low. Otto is also 1 deagle bullet away from death. Gets spotted. Still kind of lost. There goes Ariel. It's a 2v2 right now. It looks like the bomb should be getting planted here. Honest in CT spawn.
Very awkward right now, isn't it?
Going for the bomb plant, but it's still just a fake.
That's a big kill from Ana now. It becomes a 2-on-1 and low HP on Wuzong. And he goes down. Ana is going to be able to clutch that one out eventually. But that got very, very close. It wasn't supposed to. And that was just the 1 kill happening. Can't remember who it was pushing. Was
Bona.
it Bona? Yeah,
Bona
it was pushing. No point in doing that.
And frankly, if Alpha just went for the if Christu went for the bomb plant there as a teammate was pushing down bank, he would have gone to the bomb plant because Ana was far enough and he flashed down there.
Yep.
And that would have been actually a favorable 2v2 for terrorists at that point. It's just unlucky that they went for the bomb plant. No. It's going to be a full Glock save round. Nate actually doesn't do a whole lot of damage. It was just early. 3, 4 opening kills. Ariel just padding his stats a little bit. Vaser, the last player alive, is going to get taken out by Ariel. Another 4 kill for him. 11-7 is the score. It's going to be the first buy round for Alpha. I mean, the Finns just had perfect starts for both halves.
Yep. This is where you're supposed to be running away with it. When you went to pistol rounds, you had an 8-1 lead, but you're still only 11-7 up.
No, this is not where you want to be considering the starts. Also, 3-0 second half. Let's see if Alpha's also able to adjust better in the second half. It's going to be a fast push towards long. They know the CTs don't have an op, so they feel comfortable just rushing in there. Vaser gets a kill, gets traded. It's a 4v4, which again favors the terrorists at this point. Vitalis are not playing long whatsoever. The terrorists have 3 players just sneaking up slowly. Actually kind of close to the A side by now. Their bomb carrier, Wuzong, is kind of far back. But it looks like the push is going to come here, and the CTs are not going to be able to make the rotation in time. It's going to be all on Otto to spot the push. Pushing a little closer.
That timing, it's not in his favor. They've already pushed in. 3 guys on that bomb plant. Off the goes for the spray down. He gets 1. Ariel chimes in as well. Gets another 1. And now it's a 4-1. Wuzong with the last guy alive. It's not going to get much, and that's a lot better for Vitalis.
You know, that was a bit unlucky for Alpha that they didn't start walking towards stairs expecting someone to be playing bathroom. Because if they did, Otto's instantly dead. And I think the reason that Ariel was able to surprise the terrorists and get those 2 kills coming from, I think, Bank, is the fact that they were all looking towards Banana. So 12-7 right now. It's going to be a bit of a weak force buy for the terrorists who are all rushing towards Monster. I think they're splitting towards Water now.
Well.
No early kills. Really tough nade. Dealing a lot of damage early on. Smoke right on time. And there's just nothing for you to work with at this point.
No, it's true.
The problem for Alpha is they thought that they committed for the push. They took a lot of damage. They lost about 200 health points. And then they just fell back with everything smoked off, and they have nothing to work with. At that point, you either play slow, you don't lose any health early on as you take over Water, you take over Monster area, or the area outside of Monster, or you just commit to it. And they just went for the middle ground where you have all the downside and none of the upside.
Well, it seems like they're going to be calling on timeout after this.
A little
late to the party.
Late,
yeah, late to the party.
To my liking. Also because they could have just used the save round for the same purpose.
True. Yeah, could have just hung on and spawned. That's what we'd see from.
Let's see.
Who's it again? Oh, yeah. Gambit was doing that, for example, with the major.
Yeah. Well, most memorably, but I mean, everybody's been doing that for
Yeah, sure.
for a decade, better part of it. Not another Deagle, the last player alive. It's a 1v4. It's got 27 points of health. Gets taken down. 13-7. 24 kills for Ariel all of a sudden. So Arvid has 0 kills so far on the CT side. Granted, they've not come to his bomb site at all. But he started with 9 kills in the first 2 rounds. Ever since then, he's got 7 kills in the ensuing 18 rounds. Meanwhile, Ariel's up to 24. He's just a carrying force.
Listen. It looks pretty all right on paper. So, you know, he's +6 right now. And just rocking
well, I mean, he was the he was the engine behind the early 8-1 run.
This is the point where you say, you know, numbers without context don't really matter, do they?
Of course they do. Only mathematically ungifted would say that.
Okay.
Numbers always matter.
Fair enough. I mean, I've never been gifted with math, so.
Well, that's why you say that. That's what I just said. Listen, kids, math is important.
All right, let's get back into this. Apparently we're not.
So now Alpha has a lot of money. The one thing that was working for them in the opening half, the one thing that Vitalis couldn't really counter directly was Christu opping. He was clearly the best sniper on the server. That was the one thing they had going for them. And Alpha didn't really even opt all that much. So I think they had auto opping a little bit at one point, but it was never a big part of their game plan. So I'm surprised that it took Alpha this long to just save for that. That was the one thing that they had. And once again, this is a map where even on the terrorist side, you can easily score picks with an op if you just play patiently. And it doesn't frankly look like this is one of the teams that's going to be very good at just rushing over and taking over the areas of the map very quickly. So a bit surprised that it took this long, but maybe it's another sort of a late half, a bit too late of an adjustment that works out. That's what the Danes did in the opening half. I mean, they won 6 straight rounds at the end of the half. You win 6, now it's tied 13-13. At that point, it'd be all in your favor. So let's see if the Alpha side able to mount a comeback here.
Well, they have it up on Christo now, right? So see if they utilize that to be able to get some opening picks. That's the big part. You try to force a 5-on-4 advantage early on in the round. He goes for connector this time around, so we can see on the minimap. That's not where the seeds are right now. It's Otto and Ariel right now, just pushing Fountain from long and then Banana ahead of Toilets. And just holding back their Alpha right now. They're not really doing much at all.
Alpha are playing very far back.
Yep.
Just look a bit scared. Ariel here is gonna score the opening kill. He's pushed up here. Very Magus-like, I would say. Early kills go there, and there's just nothing for Alpha to work with. You have Christu just holding connector. Turns out no one was connector. He's done nothing the entire half. He's just held an area, the map where no CTs are.
What's the point? Like, it's fair enough you go there for the early initial part, like the first 10 seconds to see if the CTs are going to push. But if nothing happens, then you need to be the playmaker, right? You need to be the one to set the pace and go either long or you're going to go Fountain and peek for Toilets or something. But instead, now he was just sat there waiting, seeing 3 of his teammates die. And basically, Alpha didn't even do a single thing in this round. It's already over.
At the same time, too, Vitalis has played very aggressively towards long. And that was the area where if Christu held that with an op, almost guaranteed he kills Otto, who pushed through there. And if he gets that kill, then Ariel isn't able to get the other kills by Fountain. So that was really the problem. They weren't set up for the A push. They were just hoping for something connector instead of just taking over the other areas of the map. Christu's now in a 1v3. It's going to be almost impossible.
Should be impossible. And it turns out it is.
There comes the kill.
It's already 14 right now, Vitalis, so they're looking quite pretty at this point in time. Plenty of money in the bank.
And just no money for Alpha once again.
Exactly. Yeah, nope. If that bomb plan could have made a difference, it would have made this round a lot easier for them. But they do decide to go for that. Force. Still 3
What happened in the previous round was Alpha basically set up their terrorist hold for what they thought Vitalis would do next, and instead Vitalis just said, well, what we've been doing is working, so let's just keep doing the same exact thing. And this is a round where Arvid actually comes to connector, all mollied up. He's gonna go for the push. It's gonna be him against Christu, gets spotted, and a smoke just dropped right on his face.
Yeah, look at how passively right now. Here is Vitalis, as Arvid is going to go down at the same time. They just have this stack going on here to beat bomb site.
No, they basically already given.
Yep.
Well, they are giving free entrance into the site should they want it. There's this is the perfectly timed molly, but a nice shot by Tamlek. It was a very nice headshot from his AK. Just ran through the molly, just made it work. 2v4 right now. They should actually be around for Alpha.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they really. I don't think they had to really play that passive on the B bomb side. They could have been better off just playing the bomb side itself.
I think at the time that Arvid got spotted in connector and they no longer had control, they should have probably fallen back. But let's see.
Yeah.
It looks like Vitalis actually want to go for this. It's a
Very low on
tough
time, though.
2v3, low on time.
Yeah, they're falling
Probably
back.
the time where they should have just stayed earlier. I'm not sure if Ana is going to be able to get out of there. But they actually did. Alpha played just a little too defensively to get the kill as he crossed over to CT spawn and safety. So the opening round for Alpha now on the terrorist side took him quite a while. 6 first rounds for Vitalis.
One could
8-14.
say a little too late to reaction, maybe.
Oh, it's gonna be very tough to come back. You see Vitalis has quite a bit of money on the back. 2 players with about 8 grand, 1 with 5. They're gonna be able to buy, even if they lose this, if they save weapons, they're gonna be able to save by a couple times. So right now is the point where Alpha they either do it or they don't. They have to win 3 rounds in a row minimum.
Yeah. It feels like, you know, they haven't shown us enough to be comfortable at saying that they have the depth to be able to come back into this 8 in a row. You know, it's going to end up in a situation where they would have to be on the right side of a coin flip in a bunch of times to be able to win, because I don't think they'll have the tactical prowess to be able to overcome the situation.
Well, it hasn't looked like so far,
No.
currently. If they have, they've been
Let's be
saving
honest,
it for a little too late.
You know, saving strats, that's the thing.
Let's see, three CTs currently pushed up along. That's gonna make or break the run. Not another Deagle is gonna peak, and it's very hard to see how he doesn't get his head blown off
Yeah, it's a welcome
as he
party.
walks.
Oh,
But he has 2 players coming from restroom, so this could actually work. Vaser gets the kill. He needs to kill Ariel. Doesn't though. Ariel really has been the MVP this game.
he has.
Hasn't really dominated too many rounds. Nice kill by Tamlek. Still doable. 2v3. Bomb's gonna get planted. Tamlek's gonna get into bank. I'm not sure. Was it planted for the bathroom side? Looked like it was on the front. So in that case, going to bank is not the best possible spot. There's a player there. It's going to be on it. Gets taken out, and now this is wide open. It's a 2v2, bombs planted. Once again, it's not a good bomb plant, though, I don't think. Oh, it is, actually. Never mind. Wuzen gets a kill. And another. And that was really a round where Vitalis they just let it go.
Yeah. That slipped away.
Got a little too comfortable after Ariel's double kill at long. At that point, I think it was Otto who was playing in the A site who got taken out by Tamlek by the headshot as they entered the site. That was the kill that really opened it up for Alpha. He really should have been playing further back around the fence area where he's able to fall back to CT and just retake 4v2. Now they've opened the door. They've left the door open.
Well, Alto, though, he's going to get a freebie, and the bomb is down around connector as well. That's an early 5-on-4. Now they can fall him back.
And Vaser just wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah.
Not even remotely. He had a fairly bad spawn. I mean, Otto had, not only was he there first, he had time to set up, he had time to swing out. Just wasn't ready for that at all. It's a bit of a misplay on his part. 4v3, certainly still possible. Bomb's still left behind. No one's gotten to pick it up. Not another Deagle and Christu going for a pick along. Let's see.
2 of the other ones are playing towards that B bomb side, just holding again, but it's like 2 pairs of T's on opposite sides of the map, and the bomb is in T spawn. So they're just waiting, hoping for the cities to make a play and then get the kills in those situations, and then maybe group up and go to one of the bomb sides. Well, that's a pop flash.
That's all the information given by the blind spam. Now they know there's players along, but Arvid peeks anyway. That's a misplay on his part. Christu once again getting an important kill. Now the other terrorists are grouping up from T-spawn. They're getting the bomb back up, but it looks like they're actually going to be faking A and committing back B. And the CTs actually are not very well set up for this. Not another Deagle gets the kill, and that's a bad miscommunication for the CTs. Now the over-rotation comes in. Just barely misses the kill in Otto. That would have actually already swung the round completely. Ooh. But still, 2v3, very doable for Alpha.
Yeah, on though with the
Nice
big kill.
headshot by Ane.
Yeah, once again, Wusong with only 8 HP left in a 2-3 situation. Doesn't bode well for Alpha. But, well, let's see if Vitalis is able to beat it together. That's the big part. If they're able to come in as a unit, they do, though. They get that kill. Bona, it's all up to time like. He gets one. They get wrecked by Bona in the end again. And that's going to be 15 on Vitalis.
I mean, that round, that was actually a nice play by Alpha in the mid-round because they really shouldn't have had a chance to get into it. But big mistake by not another Deagle, missing that kill on, I think it was Otto who was playing by bathrooms. And 15-9, still a reasonable buy for Alpha. And it would actually break Vitalis' money should they lose this round. So there's still some hope left, but
Hope dies last, Tommy. Hope dies last.
hope's a dangerous thing. You see Shawshank? Christu gets the opening kill once again. Well-timed molly, but it looks like the terrorist escaped just through it first. Ane gets the first kill, gets a second kill, doesn't get the third. Lots of low players on the terrorist though. Tamlike and Wuzong both down to low health. It's a 2v3, but Arvid and Ariel are just rushing into the site.
So much, yeah, and the bomb's not even down. They, well, 2 of the T's are solo. One of them goes down. It's all up to Arvid.
This is going to be problematic for the terrorists because they have no clue. There's no way for them to know that Arvid would already be here or even expect him here. If he gets his first kill, it's round.
Yeah.
But look at this. The bomb is actually running into A. They must have somehow heard him. Christu should be able to get this kill. And he does. It's 10-15. He's going to get his op back. And this is now going to start the saving process for Vitalis. Now, and if you're the Finns now, what do? You actually double save. That's how you maximize the number of buy rounds that you get at the rest of the half. You have 5 rounds currently. If you save once and buy, you're going to have a broken buy. Then you're going to have to save once more if you lose. And you actually end up with 3 broken buys. Sorry. If you save now, twice, going to have a couple good buys and 1 broken buy to try to close up the half. That's what you do. So let's see. Full save round for Vitalis, just 1 P250 bot. Alpha are going to be hitting the B bomb side. There's no CTs waiting there. So that's going to be an easier round. It's going to be 15-11 unless something just ludicrous happens.
Yeah.
So 15-11, so far so good.
You never say 100% though. That's the golden rule. I think Jason kind of taught everyone that. You never go 100%.
Well, you hope to learn from other people's mistakes. You hope that you don't have to take the pies to your face.
In multiple occasions.
I think Jason just likes it.
Yeah, at this point, it's become a fetish.
Yeah, that's what I think too. This crazy bastard.
Oh well. It's going to be that 11th round, going away with Alpha, and they're keeping it very clean too. They haven't lost a single player, and it seems like they're not going to either.
Not really sure what Vitalis were trying to do this round at the time that the bomb was planted, because really, at that point, I'm not sure that it even makes sense to go as they're going for the buy. I'm not even sure that it makes sense to go for the exit kills one at a time. You either group up and try to kill everybody exiting in one direction, or you just don't go at all because you're giving the terrorists money. You're not going to win your aim duels one at a time. So this is a buy for Vitalis. They're trying to close it early. Some sense of urgency. Otto has an op. Other than that, no one has a lot of money. If you have an M4, you have no nades.
Yeah, and
Otherwise,
it's going to be a
SMG.
contact play towards the B bomb side. So Auna is going to be the man of the hour. It's a nice pop flash, though. Slow things down a little bit, and that's going to push out into...
information, too.
Yeah.
Because some bullets were fired by the terrorists, so they no longer want to go through.
No doubt. The strategy they had is not viable anymore, but Christo still going for that peak. He does spot Auna, but doesn't connect, so doesn't change anything, really. So things do slow down, and it seems like Alpha is going to have to go to that plan B in this round.
You know, from their plan A of Chris to kill people.
Basically, yes.
It's a shame when that doesn't work.
I know, right? It's like...
So finally, they're actually only starting to gain map control 1 minute into the round. This is when they start. That was a
interesting.
bit of an awkward peak. No rifles, nobody nearby. And this is confusing.
You are very right. This is very confusing right now.
I think confusing is the right word.
Yeah, confusing is very I think it's correct now. This is desperation coming in. They should be over at this point, but you never know as 2 kills go the way of Alpha, and it's all in the grass right now. I may have jinxed it. I may have just jinxed it.
Let's see, there's a 1 CT all the way flanking through T spawn. That's going to be Ariel. He's all the way back. It depends on if, who is it? I think it's Wuzung who's nearby Monster. So this is going to be the key kill here. Early damage goes the way of Vitalis. And this surely can work. Otto gets 4 kills on the final round. 16-11 for Vitalis, but that was a little too close for comfort.
Yeah. Ariel hitting a 30 bomb, Otto 26, and Arvid, he ends up with 18, starting with 9 in the first 2 rounds. That's a bit of a quiet game in the big picture, but still.
Yeah, a bit of a slow game
still
overall.
Yeah, still 18. But yeah, I mean.
Sometimes you fly too close to the sun and you burn.
All right then. All right then. No, I mean, Vitalis, I think they were the better of the 2 teams for sure. I mean, just a lack of depth in so many angles for Alpha, both on CT side, like obviously the first part of that first half was just scraping things through, right? I mean, they got money screwed after the first weapon round, and they were 8-1 down, basically not having a one proper buy round into it.
The one difference between these 2 teams and the map was that basically Vitalis always took map control very quickly. By, say, 1:10 left on the clock, they had full map control of the entire area, and Alpha was just bunkered down. And then when they changed sides, Alpha took no map control. They started gaining some of it with 1 minute to go, and Vitalis were still playing aggressively, getting information. That was I thought, the biggest game changer in the half. Christu had a good game, but I mean, he just had no help. They really needed to build more around his opping ability. He got a couple good picks, but say you saw the last round, he was the one leading the push with an op, going into restroom. That's just madness. And
Ariel, I mean, it has to be said, he was a stallion there. Just so many times he managed to get like a multi-kill.
No, he must have had like 10 double kill rounds.
Yeah, and that's always
a lot
big.
of them. So he was definitely the driving force after Arvid's early outburst.
Very early outburst, you could say. Well, not really sure if we haven't an interview coming up or not. If there's anyone on the stage, let's see. No, there's no interviews. Screw that kind of stuff. We don't like it. I think we're...
They never say anything interesting anyway, so it just saves everybody time.
It's a very solid point. I think we're off to a breakdown. See you in a bit.